Welcome back to a brand new episode of That Toy Life. It has been quite a few weeks.
Oh.
We've had a lot of stuff happening. One guy had a baby. Where's he at? Austin. He's having some technical issues right now. He'll be on in just a few, we hope. But you got me. You got Ray. What more do you need? I mean, really? What's Austin bring to the show that we can't give you, right?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just playing.
He had a kid. I want to say they did I didn't completely agree with their birthing ritual where they went seahorse style, and Austin agreed to take the rest of the pregnancy, for the last month. That's why he wasn't here. And he's the one that delivered little baby Avery.
Wow. Wow.
It was called a B. It was a B section.
Yeah. I imagine it was something. Guys, that's messed up. Austin, you're weird.
It's nature. So everybody's got to be a seahorse sometime.
I guess. And then of course there was I think maybe Joe Fest screwed us up a little bit, and then I went on vacation. I came back and I got COVID from vacation, so that screwed us up another week. Yeah, and then just dealing with the after effects of COVID for a week or so. Ray's sitting here like, we're gonna record. I
literally did nothing. Like, you two were going through like he was going through a great event in life, having his first kid. You're over there almost dead.
Yep, going through COVID. Yeah, me and the wife.
So
I hate COVID. I'm still dealing with like the good of COVID, and this is third week now. Yeah, third week. It's sucks. But we're not here to talk about COVID. We're here to talk about toys and pop culture, and we're gonna get right into that. I was kind of hoping Austin would be here for this, but you know what? We could do a quick little, just quick summation thoughts of Deadpool Wolverine, since he hadn't seen it yet.
Oh yeah. Well, what's your?
I loved it, man. I love that movie. It was so good.
Yeah, I adored it. It was definitely, I think I told you after, like, it's definitely my favorite of the Deadpool trilogy.
Yep.
And everybody brought their A game to it, and I loved and I guess we'll go spoilers too.
Yeah, spoilers. Right? It's been enough time, yeah.
But I did not realize, like, I knew that they were friends in real life, but I think when you finally see this movie, you see how much chemistry Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds have on the screen. Like, they work so well together. I was blown away by how well they did, and the big cameos. And this is something I've noticed too with movies. Have you noticed there's this trend of like third act biggies? I want to call it. Like, when you get toward the final act, you get these big characters that maybe they couldn't afford to keep them in the whole movie, so they just kind of bring them in toward the end, kind of like Ghostbusters did, bringing in like most of the veterans toward the end.
Yeah. Wait, who'd they bring
Not that it's a bad thing, it's just a trend I've just kind of noticed with some of these franchises.
Who'd they bring in the third act of this one?
The Resistance. The Blade.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that was more towards the middle. Maybe.
It was toward the. I mean, it was part of the finale.
Okay,
it's part of the.
I got you. Yeah. I can see that.
I mean, not in a bad way. It's just something it was after that. I was like, I've kind of noticed this a little bit more. Like, Spider-Man did it with bringing Andrew Garfield and Tobey in the 2/3 of the way through.
Yeah.
So I just something I noticed, but I loved it. I loved how they played with it in a meta sense. Like, the anchor being was a really cool new concept. I really liked the whole idea, like the meta idea of someone.
And that's all of the coverage for Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah,
it was great. We both loved it. Maybe after Austin sees it, we could go into more depth.
Yeah,
depth on it. Yeah. Can you hear us, Austin? I don't know if he can hear us.
I can hear you now.
Okay. You had it on mute?
I forgot what the volume knob does.
Ooh, the volume knob.
But I don't think it would be too spoilery, really, about the concept of the anchor being. Would you say that, Ashley? It's nothing that would spoil a movie.
It's not gonna. Yeah, I don't guess it'll spoil it. No.
So yeah, like part of like there's a new concept that's introduced, and I think this is part of the MCU that I think Kevin Feige was probably referring to when he was talking about how big and consequential this fight is. But I think it's very low key in terms of what it's bringing to the table that could be back. So it's this concept of every universe having someone called a anchor being, and in the Fox universe, Logan was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in a meta sense, remember after Logan, that kind of started, that was kind of the starting spiral of that universe, after Disney acquired it. So it did get brought up to Kevin Feige in an interview recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, someone asked him, was Iron Man the anchor being of the MCU? He didn't answer, but he did say, I'm really glad that concept, the anchor being, is caught on with people. Like people are to try to apply it to other stuff going on. So I think that might have to do with the other big development happened, which was San Diego Comic-Con.
And I was thinking that along the lines that it's probably Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, Iron Man in the MCU, but I mean, he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And then, of course, over in the Sony area, it's got to be Tobey Maguire. Because I've heard rumors that he's coming back anyway for some stuff. So,
I could. Tom Holland just seems like MIA about it right now.
Yeah,
I feel like he just doesn't want to be known as Spider-Man.
I don't know. Him and Zendaya, they can go do whatever they want.
Yeah,
but I hope he comes back because
I would like to see. I would like to see him do something more traditional. Like I would like. I don't know. I would like to see a Green Goblin of MCU. I'd like to see how they handle like Norman Osborn.
Yeah.
Speaking of, did y'all see the reveals from Hasbro, and they're going to put out a new Green Goblin helmet? And
and the pumpkin bomb.
Oh, that's what I want the most. Me and my wife both are like, we got to at least get a pumpkin bomb. But I don't know. That mask is kind of tempting too. But I couldn't see myself spending the money on it unless I found it discount like on a clearance somewhere.
Well, Ollie's is starting to get in like some new Marvel stuff. And like the what's her name? Captain America,
Captain Carter.
Captain Carter. Mm-hmm. Like her shield, the Marvel Legends, like the black. I guess it's what do they call it?
Oh, the cosplay. They call it cosplay.
The big
stuff.
shield. Yeah,
Role
they
play,
got it
cosplay. Yeah,
and I don't think it's that expensive either.
That's
it's like
cool.
maybe $49 or something for. I mean, a life size replica.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Union Jack shield.
Which kind of brings up another thing. I'm like, why is all this stuff getting discounted to Ollie's? I mean, there's just so many toys, man, that are just coming to Ollie's that are like half price of what they were retail or more, which is kind of scary to think that, maybe they're over making these things.
It does. I don't know about. I don't know if they're overmaking or if there might be a benefit to making it at a loss, when you make too much. But I notice it more with the movies that aren't as popular.
Well, it's not even the movie stuff. I mean, there's movie stuff there, but there's also other like Marvel Legends stuff, like just normal waves of figures.
Yeah.
Like the comic book Avengers waves that came out, like the 2-packs that had like Photon Captain Marvel and Doctor Doom. That's there on clearance. Hawkeye and his little speeder thing, stallion thing, that's on clearance. Gray Hulk when he goes all business suit. His name is Joe Fixit. Yeah, he's there. I mean, the huge.
I haven't seen any of them. That's
like $19.99. He's at the one in Dublin.
What about any Indiana Jones options or not?
There were some Indiana Jones figures. But since I'm not into it, I didn't like look at them to see which ones they were. I just saw the packaging.
I did see at our Ollie's from Dungeons and Dragons in the Hasbro line. All of these guys, I've seen it even at mine, like the owlbear and stuff.
Yeah, the big things. Yeah,
all of them like $10 each.
Yep, it's crazy.
I've been meaning to bring it up to our D&D group if anybody wants to get some like $10 figures of these awesome creatures and go grab them at Ollie's.
Yeah, they're there, man. They're there.
Like,
It's insane.
yeah.
I definitely want to grab some Indiana Jones figures, like at least one Indy, but I want to get an old Indy and I want to get a I mean, I think probably the Indy I would want would be like the Last Crusade Indy that Ray has.
Oh yeah.
In terms of like young and like
with the movable hat.
Yeah. I would probably take that as a younger Indy and have him with my short round figure. And then I don't know why I just like the old Indy too. So I would like to have an old Indy figure.
Cool. Yeah, I like Indiana Jones, man. I just can't pull the trigger on the figures. But I mean, if it got down to like $3 or something like that when they were like trying to get them out of Ollie's, yeah, I'd definitely grab those. I'm kind of semi-waiting on some of those Dungeons and Dragons, like the animated figures, because they're still just peg warming at Ollie's too.
Oh yeah, the ones from the animated series.
Yeah, at $9.99 or $7.99. So they're eventually going to, drop them to move them.
My wife actually started watching that show over the week. I saw like the back half of an episode. It's a very strange series. I'm gonna have to go to the beginning and try it out myself.
So where's she watching that? Hulu or something?
No. She friend gave her has the DVD set.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So she's borrowing that and watching it.
Cool. So do we have toy hauls? I know we didn't start with that, but
yeah. I got a little bit that's come in since we last met.
Well, let's go ahead and do it then. Let's get going with the toy hauls.
All right. First off, I got Ant-Man from Ollie's. This is from Quantumania, and here's the Paul Rudd. It's not the best face sculpt, but it's not terrible. I've seen worse.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, solid figure.
Yeah, I want that figure. I think I would like to get that Ant-Man, I think.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, $10. Yeah, not a bad deal.
Is that the wave with Kang and everybody?
Yeah. From Quantumania, yeah. I kind of want Wasp, but I didn't see it at our Ollie's.
Yeah.
And then I also got this, the Lego Batmobile.
Ooh,
the one that's not $250. But yeah. I mean, that's why I wanted it, because I wanted it, but I didn't want to pay that much for it.
Yeah.
So, but it's pretty cool little. The wheels make the flame turn.
Wow.
Cool.
And here's one. I think here's a little trick that I think Austin will. I've shown this to you before, but so remember in the movie, he could make guns pop out.
Mm-hmm.
He had these little plates.
Oh, that's cool.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I like how the pieces actually fly off like in the movie.
Yeah. And here, let me just set this and show the minifigures for it. Here is the Batman, Michael Keaton's
The Batman.
And also Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Yeah.
And also one more. I haven't opened this up yet, but I'm really excited that I got this. So this is a little special offer Lego set that Lego gave out last month.
Uh-huh.
So this is it's like a tribute to the author Jules Verne.
Oh, okay,
yeah. So this shows stuff like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and Around the World in 80 Days.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool, but I missed the boat on getting it with purchase, because I think it was I think you had to spend like a certain amount, like 100 or 200 or something, and I could never bite the bullet before it sold out. So I went on eBay and saw that people were selling it for like $40. So I just bit the bullet and got that. So I was able to get it.
So is that something that you'll keep in the box?
No. I'll get it sometime, but I got another shelf I got to get installed first.
I got you.
Yeah, but that's my haul. Batmobile, Ant-Man, and Jules Verne.
Austin, do you have a haul?
Yeah, I have a little bit of one. First off, I saw these little toys at Target that looks like Spin Master is.
You bought an empty package, dude.
Yeah, I was like, isn't there a Batman guy? I guess it's $6. You just don't get the Batman. That's why it was so cheap. But no, it comes with a really cool. I just had to get it because this is my favorite version of Keaton Batman, the Batman Returns suit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this is actually a cute figure. Like, it's a pretty well done. I mean, this is 3 3/4 inch, I guess, unless it's slightly
4
smaller.
It's 4 inch. Yeah, they're
4
considered
inch?
4. Yeah.
But these are actually really well done. I mean, it looks good. The sculpt is good. The only complaint is the cape. The cape is silly.
Garbage. Yeah.
It's pretty garbage. I mean,
All the
and I
Spin
don't
Master
get it.
capes are
There's a
garbage.
hole in this back for some reason. So I don't know if there's like a feature somewhere, like a nut. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh,
But there's,
they all come with like holes in the back because for the the accessories.
I got you. Okay.
There's
So,
all
but
kind
yeah,
of crap that comes with them. Yeah.
but yeah, at the price point, I thought that's pretty cool. It was only like $6, so I just grabbed him. It's just something, sort of like on the
They didn't have the Bane.
huh?
They didn't have the Bane figure.
Oh yeah, that's the thing is I saw a bunch of Bane. I don't see as many of the Batman figures, but a bunch of Bane.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I like Bane. I mean, I love that Bane, but
Yeah.
just that figure, I'm not too big on. Plus,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not into collecting all these.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then my other figure actually got in early. I got Master Saul from
Oh.
Nice.
from
The
the
Acolyte.
High Republic show, The Acolyte. And I had to say at first, because I remember when they teased these, I thought his face sculpt was a little odd. And when I first got it, I mean, it kind of, it's one of those figures, kind of like the Mayfeld figure. Sort of like the way you look at it is how it, like certain angles are perfect and others are just kind of awkward.
Mhm.
But overall, I'm pretty impressed with this. I like his lightsaber. It's got a really cool design in the hilt.
Yeah.
The suit,
Yeah.
I mean, the robes are really cool, and I just like the simple suit design. I don't know. I'm happy with it. I want to get Chicky I've got her pre-ordered too, but she doesn't come in until like October, I think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if she pops up because I think I saw her in a store somewhere. I know I've seen some of the other figures. No, I didn't see Jackie, but I've seen some of the other figures in stores.
Well, I saw him at GameStop today.
You saw who at GameStop?
Saul.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Oh, whatever.
I was gonna say I was surprised that they were already coming out. I saw them way before, like this is like a week or so ago before mine ever came in. I'm like, oh, I didn't even think they were out yet. But I feel like there might be a few other things I've picked up along the way. I know there's a few movies and records and stuff like that I've gotten here and there, but for the most part, I think I would say the biggest haul I've gotten over our break is I finally acquired this big baby.
That is so cool.
This is the McFarlane Toys Batmobile from the animated series, but it's really just a re-release of the DC Direct Batmobile.
Mm-hmm.
And
that is cool.
Yeah, I mean it's a really good looking toy. I mean, if you're just wanting a buy the books, I mean not electronic or anything, but it light up, straight from the TV show. Version of the Batmobile, this thing is beautiful. You can see the LED lights are bright and beautiful. It's got the blue glow in the cockpit, and if you look here, I've got it slides open, and I've got the figures inside.
Oh, sweet.
So Robin's sitting a little awkward because his cape I didn't take off or do anything. But
it just fell.
Oh, he's not even buckled in. It's like I barely got him in there, but Batman, he's buckled in and
Kids
secured.
these days.
But yeah, I dropped the money on this.
Awesome.
I had this pre-ordered at Target, and then the pre-order got pushed back to like, I don't know, it was pushed back a while, and then I just happened to walk into Target running an errand, and they had these on the shelf, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get this.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I don't understand. I've got Darkseid on pre-order, and he keeps getting pushed back. I'm like, God, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm seeing a bunch of them. We've got 2 Targets, in town, and both of them carry the Batmobile. One of them still has some Joker mobiles.
Oh, wow.
But I'm excited for the Batman Forever Batmobile. I think that pre-order for that is the 15th.
Yeah, but did you see it's the green? It's got the green.
No, there's 2 different ones. There's 2
Okay.
different ones. There's the regular one with Alfred, and that one is going to be at, I think, different retailers. Like,
oh, is it blue?
ones, including Amazon. But then there's I think an Amazon exclusive, or somebody is one specific retailer exclusive that has a green glow in the dark one.
Yeah, I don't
So
care
the
for
lights
that
are green. I don't want that one.
one. Yeah,
I want just the regular standard one with Alfred.
Yeah.
So
Why would they do
I
green?
definitely wouldn't mind getting. I wouldn't even mind getting the Batman and Robin Batmobile because I like that Batmobile.
Yeah. No, just wait a few, like a year. I'm sure it's in the pipes. I'm sure a pipeline.
I hope so because they got the Batman and Robin figures to go with
Yeah.
it. They ordered through the vehicles.
I'm sure.
By the way, behind you, do I see X-Men statues? Like, is that a bust of Jackman Wolverine?
Yeah, that's X-Men: The Last Stand, Wolverine, and that's
Oh, I'm sorry.
Beast. Yeah,
I was going to say Beast was one of the few positive things that come out of that movie.
and I actually have a Juggernaut and a Storm bust too somewhere,
Ooh,
but
nice.
I just don't have them on the shelf. So.
Speaking of Juggernaut, we just watched or rewatched Deadpool 2, and I forget how insane that Juggernaut fight is.
Yeah, that is good.
But yeah, that's all my haul. That's all I've got.
All right, so here's my haul. Actually, today this came in from Amazon. It's a 3-pack of Clayface, Batman, and Batwoman. Weirdly enough, you can't open it to like show the figures, but you get these 3 figures in it. I wasn't gonna buy this. It came out last year, but it went on sale for like $25. So I was like, you can't get 3 DC Multiverse figures for $25 anywhere. So I went ahead and got those. Let me put this down on the ground. And let me pull this over here. While out at Walmart yesterday, I picked this guy up because he was only $12 on sale. Yay.
Yeah, I need to get him because I wanted to get another Iron Man suit to go with my Tony Stark I've got. Mm-hmm. And that one will be a good addition.
Yeah. When I saw 12, I was like, I'm not going to pass that up. All right.
Was it like in the retail, or was it in the clearance section, or was that just have a marked down?
On the shelf, and it was marked down. Yep.
Oh, nice.
In the regular toys section. Yeah. In GameStop today, and I found this Tim Drake. So I was like, I've got to pick him up. So I went ahead and picked up Tim Drake. And
the amount of extra hands they give with them, that is great.
And I had my $5 pro, discount too. So he was a little bit cheaper than 22. Let's see. So for the longest time, I never thought I would have this figure, but for whatever reason, Big Bad Toy Store got some in for whatever reason. This Nightfall Catwoman, which is just crazy. That
looks good. That's a good sculpt.
Yeah. That she came in. I thought I would never see that, but hey. Then a couple of weeks ago, maybe I picked up this Aquaman figure.
Who's that with him?
Yeah, I can't remember. It's some like cartoon
Green
character, I think. What's the name of this stupid thing? He's got a weird name, Squinky or something like that. I don't know. It's a
quick, Squinky! Chew through these restraints. Get me out of here.
I got this Brainiac figure. Looks pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I don't know. Speaking of, guys, I don't know if I updated everybody since last time. I finally finished all of Batman the Animated Series, plus the new Batman, Robin Adventures, plus the Superman Animated Series, and now I'm watching Justice League.
Good.
Yeah,
nice.
It gets really good. Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, I was going to say I started the first episode and it was really good. Well, it was Justice League and then Justice League Unlimited, and I hear that it gets even better. Like I hear that Justice League Unlimited just is like them, just pulling all the toys out of the box.
Oh yeah. Unlimited is just like a big showcase of like all the lesser known heroes, just giving them a time to shine.
Good. I was going to say I've been enjoying it. It was a good ride for sure because I've been watching the old Flash TV show from the 90s.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that one's. Yeah. Dude, Bryan Cranston was a villain in one of the episodes I just watched. I was like, I totally forgot he was
I know Mark Hamill's in one of them.
Martin Dacascos was like a little bit, like just a little cameo bit part. Like,
really?
He's probably just an up-and-coming actor.
I'm not going to get them out, but I'll show you right here. Like at Joe Fest, I picked up this Superpowers Calabac. This Superpowers, let me get it, Penguin right here. Superpowers, get out of the way. It's hard to maneuver. Mantis. And I picked up a Superpowers Batman and Robin just sitting right beside him, and a Superman. He's up there. You can't see him. Really good. Then over here, I'm trying not to use this hand. Right here, I got the new Superpowers from McFarlane: Metamorpho, Guy Gardner, Black Manta, There's some others over here. Booster Gold. I can't remember who else. Oh, and I got one more thing. Let me go grab it.
Why are you so slow? Oh,
Oh
that
yeah,
took forever.
I'm jelly.
So is this the this is the 89 Batmobile?
Yeah, I heard it actually has a better paint job on it than the Flash Batmobile that was released first.
Okay, sorry, I didn't have my headphones on.
That would
So-
be the one I want.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, I was telling Ray I had heard that Batmobile that you have is the better one. It's got the better
Yeah.
paint job on it.
Yeah.
Because the Flash Batmobile that came out first didn't look as good.
Yep. So super excited about that because it actually does come with a Keaton Batman
Yeah.
too. You know.
From like the 80. So
Yep.
it's like his 89 costume.
Yeah. I can't wait to put out
I
a
hadn't
people
looked
like
at it.
somebody like NECA or McFarlane Toys, somebody to put out an official Batman Returns suit. You know, I mean,
Oh,
I think Beast Kingdom might have put one out.
Hmm.
I don't wanna spend
Yeah, Beast
$100.
Kingdom did put one out, and now they got some variant colorways of it as well.
Yeah.
Because I saw a gray and blue colorway, which is kind of crazy. All right, so I'm gonna let Ray lead us in this one because we haven't talked about
Oh
the
god.
back half of Star Wars Acolyte, and I think that we need to talk a little bit about it just to wrap up everything because we did start it. We did, talk about the first few episodes. So take it away, Ray.
Oh. Well, I mean, am I giving a quick recap of what happened?
Well, and just to kind of lead us in the discussion of our thoughts on.
Okay. I mean, I guess I'll lead. Because I was very excited first half of the show, and I wasn't disappointed. I liked it. I do have problems with it in the end,
Mhm.
but I think overall I give it like maybe an 8, 7.5, 8. I don't know that. Here's what I'll say about Leslie Headland. I don't think I want to. Let me hear what your thoughts are. If I were to compare her with Ryan Johnson,
Mhm.
this is what I would say. I would say that I believe she's more of a genuine fan of Star Wars than he is.
Mhm.
But I feel like her writing, at least toward the end, left a little bit to be desired for me.
Mhm.
I wanted a little bit more completeness to the story instead of more just tee ups for like, oh, get that season 2 coming.
Yeah.
It was there felt like too much stuff that got to the end, like we were getting to the end of something, and it's more like, you're not getting it. You're not getting as much as you think. You gotta hold on. And right now, it's still up in the air. Like I think she put too much of a gamble on whether or not she was going to get it. On getting a season 2 to finish the
Mhm.
story.
Yeah.
And there was great stuff in it. But I don't know. Let's. What did y'all think of it?
You want to go first, Austin?
Yeah, I mean, I thought overall, I mean, I was like with Ray. I was excited for it. It definitely dealing with the High Republic and all that. It'd be interesting to see something new. And plus, I heard it was going to have a heavily like action oriented or like influences like Hong Kong cinema and things like that. So I was totally for it. But yeah, I'm with Ray. There's a few things by the end of it I'm kind of like, I mean, obviously there was some like I think we said this in a previous episode. There are some dramatic liberties I feel like they take at certain points in the story, and especially with I don't quite buy the I guess the overall conflict of Master Saul when he had to make a choice of who to save. I just felt like it was kind of
It felt manufactured.
Huh?
Manufactured, like it.
Yeah, because
it needed to
could
happen.
easily been able to save both of them. Like very, like I'm like, if Mace was here, he would have saved both of them.
Yeah.
I felt like that was a stumble in writing. Like they could have came up with a better scenario for that choice to happen.
Right. That's why
It felt like they chose that. It felt like they
dramatic
chose that
liberty.
because of the visual aesthetic of it. Because one here, and he's between them, and he had you had that shot It felt like they were more concerned about that, other than having it make a little bit of sense.
Yeah, oh yeah. And a lot of people do that, especially in TV and movies. They'll take dramatic liberties to kind of, because you want it to be more entertaining than realistic, things like that.
Well, I did read where the Force only comes out of one of his hands at a time, so like he can only grab one.
That was that Pablo? Pablo come up with that? That SOB. He's such a witty SOB. He covers all his bases. That's probably what his answer would be.
It sounds like
something. Hey, we're just going to ask Pablo Hidalgo. Well, actually, Saul had an accident.
But I'd say
that's why he wears gloves to hide his horrible disfigured hands.
But no, I mean, other than that, I felt like I love the action. I gave I have to say high marks to the penultimate episode, or the big action episode.
Mm-hmm.
When
the fifth episode
finally shows his teeth.
Yep.
Yeah.
But no, I felt like that was a great fight sequence. I mean, it just kind of gave me. To me, it was like I can see where Leslie gets a lot of her influences from episode 1. And it's kind of in my influences. Like I really see some of those same, I enjoy some of those same qualities that she pulls from there, like the fighting and just some of the aesthetic and all that kind of stuff.
I would say, that was some of the, I would put episode 5's lightsaber up with some of the best I've seen in Star Wars. Just like the choreography was solid. Daphne Keane was a beast.
Yeah, she was. And
she was a
her
beast.
Final showdown, the way she went out was, I still loved it. I was sad. I didn't want her to go, but
it was shocking. But she put there's that moment she got 2 lightsabers. And I thought man, her choreography, the choreography put into that, the little episode 2 bit where we got so excited about Anakin. That was the kind of use of 2 lightsabers we were wanting to see.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I would say Ahsoka, I think I heard this. I'm not sure if either of you have. The choreographer for that was the one who worked on the Vader sequence in Rogue One, apparently. That could be something someone just made up, but I thought I'd heard that somewhere.
Behind that one.
But whoever did that choreographer, they should get that one on Ahsoka, whoever's working on that, really kind of up the ante on the fights in that show.
Yeah, I agree. But other than that, I would say it was cool that they kind of peppered in a little bit of I guess that's Darth Plagueis. I mean, it looked like a moon, however you pronounce their species, a moon.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looked like that species, and it was sinister and sneaky. So I'm guessing that was Plagueis in the background. But
yeah,
I'm like with Ray. I'm like, once the season was over, I felt like once I took a step back and looked at all of it, it all felt like almost like a prologue to what we're supposed to be getting.
Yeah.
To. It was kind of like, oh, okay. So we hadn't even really gotten into the meat of the story. We've really been focusing on the rise of Osha this whole time.
There's a little bit of the putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah. So in a way, I was a little disappointed, but then I was like, well, the way they did that made it hard to be disappointed, because you're like, well, they haven't finished the story yet. You got to let them finish it, So I'm like, okay. But yeah, other than that, I thought it was a decent. I mean, I thought the series was good. I've been staying away from any kind of reviews on it and stuff like that, but it seems like, just from the outside, it kind of seems like there must be a lot of fan hatred for it or something, or people just overall aren't liking it. I don't know why I like it. I mean, I enjoy it.
It's all hate gets engagement. Yeah. I feel like that. It's easy to always say that, but I do feel like that's more of a minority of people that are acting like that about it.
Well, I mean,
now I get lukewarm, but there's the rabid type where anything they see you can see it on Facebook. Anytime that there's any official thing that's by the Star Wars thing, and there's a something to do with the acolyte, doesn't matter what it is, you'll see laughter. You'll see someone doing a laughter emoji because of just being a jerk about it.
Yeah, I mean, but it's loud enough that what's her name? I can't remember.
I mean, yeah, but of course, because it's social media.
Who's Osha?
Oh, Amandla Stenberg.
Steinberg or something.
Yeah.
She actually created a music video to
Oh
fight.
yeah, she got
to
to
combat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw her
hate.
do the violin, getting to play the Star Wars theme on her violin. She learned that. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
And
My whole thing, man, with the whole show is one. Okay, here one little nitpicky things. I hated the lightsaber whip. I thought it was just dumb. I don't know why some people like it.
here's what
I hate it. I
like-
absolutely hate it.
Okay, here's what I'll say about it. I like the idea, and I didn't like its usage. I like the idea, and I want them to do it again. I want them to find something more for it, because that scene, it did feel like they needed to be. It just felt like it was one of those scenes that happen sometimes where there's this cool thing that they want to show off, but they have to show it off, but they can't figure out how to do it. So they just create something real quick, so they get it to do it once, and then they don't do it again. Like it was like a little manufactured moment that had to happen so that they could showcase it for a second.
I will say the actress who plays, I can't remember, the green lady.
Vernestra.
Vernestra. Yeah. I don't believe. I mean, to me, that was not very good acting. I just did not buy her at all. Her voice, her cadence, it was not very authoritative. It was not very. I don't know. I was just, every time she was in a scene, I was thrown off by it because she didn't feel legit. Right.
I was all right with her. Her best scene, I think, in the entire series for me was the scene with David Harewood in the finale. He was the senator who was very skeptical of Jedi.
Yeah.
That was one of the best scenes for me. Like, I remember I was floored watching that scene. I was like, where was this? Like, this needed to be way back in like the first episode. I wanted some more of this. Like, you really get, because you get a bigger picture of how the Republic really stands with the Jedi right now. And there's a lot of tenseness to it that I was really like, I needed this. I want a little bit more of this.
Yeah,
they were pushing that too, like the Vernestra character kept talking about and alluding to the pressure and the tenseness and the situation with the Republic and the Jedi and stuff like that. But yeah, you're right. They only would explain it. They would never show it until the end.
Yeah.
I think also too, they were alluding to the fact that Plagueis probably created Osha and May.
Well, see,
and go ahead.
Go ahead.
I
was going to expand on that.
To it being a divergence in the Force, the same way they talk about it in Episode 1.
Yeah, with Anakin. I just think doing that takes away some of the specialness of Anakin.
See, here's what I'll come at you with.
And you can say it's like
not come at you
pre-Anakin, like him testing out the
this is what this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's laying the groundwork for the creation of Anakin Skywalker. This is the pathway that gets to that.
Yeah, but he's proven he can already do it. So that's what to me takes away.
Well, here's the thing though. Remember, he had to do it on. I mean, that was a planet that had a Vergence in it.
Yeah.
If the thing about Anakin was there's a Vergence centered around him.
Yeah.
So there's a completely different a dynamic there, because that means you have to put this. It feels like the way they want to describe it now, it's almost like some kind of like focal point in the Force, and it seems like it just seems too unfathomable for it to be around a person, a living being. It has to be on a planet, and it kind of, I think they connect it to the hyperspace disaster too from the beginning of the High Republic's books with
my thing is, I guess I'm reading too much from the Darth Plagueis novel, as when they allude to the fact that Plagueis and Palpatine created Anakin. I mean, not knowing that they did anything, because whatever, some witchcraft or Force dark magic they were doing, they didn't know if it worked, right? Because they didn't know, there was no like human or being right there with them. So I mean, that kind of threw me. I kind of made it less impactful to me. I was very disappointed in the way that they portrayed Jedi, just the lying, and because the way this thing ended, it sort of implicates Yoda in this whole secret lie thing.
I feel like that was a decision that was made without forethought, because I remember
But that's a
hearing.
huge.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
bad
saying.
one.
I don't think it was made with forethought because
Yeah.
I think they needed something to have a nice little. For some reason in their minds they thought they needed some kind of teaser at the very very end.
Oh,
And originally it was going to be, I think, the shot of Plagueis
yeah.
somehow. Yeah, I think that was originally going to be how it
they
was some
should've
kind of
stuck
shot
with that.
like that, but instead they moved it forward into the episode, or they moved it around, and I guess they decided Yoda would be there. But here's the thing, though. I think the whole thing with what Yoda would know with what Vernestra, because I don't think they're still aware of Sith involvement yet. I think
they're not. But
yeah,
they're
she just
covering
knows.
up.
Well, it might be something that he doesn't know about yet, and she's going to have to admit it to him because he's not dead. Her former Padawan isn't dead, so he might not know anything about it yet.
But she's fixing to. The way I took it, she was going to admit to him the shenanigans that were going on, the cover-ups and all, and what happened way back with Osha and May, and the Jedi covering it up.
But I don't think she. Well, I mean, he knows about that obviously because of that's the. Well, I don't think she's going to tell him the truth of that. I think.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
She said we need to talk, and that's the way
Yeah.
I took it. That she's fixing to unload on Yoda all the secrecy that's been going on.
Mhm.
Not necessarily a Sith, but just the fact that these Jedi did this thing, and now we're covering it up.
Yeah,
because of the political landscape at the moment against the Jedi. But also, what I hated was the portrayal, not only that kind of portrayal of the Jedi, but the look of the Jedi. Like you got. I hate to be this way because I am, but I mean, you got Fat Boy Jedi over here. I mean, what? I'm watching the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, and this is the Jedi.
well,
You don't see overweight, out of shape Jedi, or like seriously skinny little dude Jedi. I mean, I didn't buy it at all.
I think there is more of I mean, you don't see them anymore by the time of the movies.
Yeah.
He said there could be a reason for that. Like, I would say that this is a time when Jedi are much more complacent in their place in the universe.
Yeah,
and I think what I'm getting at is they probably have more lax in their not training, but in like I guess what you can do, like where you can excel as a Jedi. So you might excel more just in a philosophical sense. You're just trying to find enlightenment.
But there's still I don't want to say like this military aspect of it where you must train your body, your mind, blah, 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 keep it all focused. Right. And I just, that threw me off to see those types of people. And again, some of the acting, some of the random Jedi. I was like, oh geez, man.
I would say that there was one part
show.
There was one part my wife and I couldn't help but laugh at. It was the moment they were looking for Osha and Verusha before they parted.
Yeah.
Before they split up. And that little line of Jedi run up to Basil, the little creature's name. But there's like a little line of them. They all run up to talk to him, but they do the strangest little run I've ever seen. It feels like a run that they learned when they were 4 years old, just trying to run for the first time.
Yeah.
It's like, Basil, what happened? Like, you you're in a TV show, right? You could run a little bit, like you have a little bit more purpose to your life.
I know.
But other than that, like I don't hate the show. Like I can't bring myself to like dislike it. There was a lot that I did like.
Yeah, I don't hate it either.
Yeah, and nothing in the lore ruined it for me. Like I like the additions to the lore that I've seen. It's just more the plotting and dialogue that I had some issues with.
I also had some issues with some CGI too, because I was like, some of them ships. I was like, this looks like TV shows. It's like Star Trek: The Next Generation kind of crap.
I did enjoy that chase though through the rings.
Yeah, some of it looked good.
The space rings, that was kind of fun for a minute, and then that was like the only chase scene we got in the entire show, I think.
a lot of my issues were like when you're on the planet and the ships are landing, and it just looks like, they should have spent more time on this, man.
It looks like a show that didn't take 2 or 3 years to make.
Yeah, I mean, they should have taken more time. I mean, to me, when it's Star Wars, there's this expectation of just of making it look good.
What's that? It's that ILM.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and now when you have several shows, even Kenobi suffered from CGI, horrible CGI.
Mhm.
Suffered badly with lightsabers, ships, everything. They should have put more money into that. I mean, because sometimes you can make a bad show good just by making it look good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's the problem with Star Wars right now that they're trying to get out of at the moment or figure out is I think one reason why a lot of these shows happened that were originally movie ideas, like Obi-Wan Kenobi was obviously originally a movie idea that got spread out into a series.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the old guard of Disney, Bob Chapek. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He took over and he was going all in on Disney Plus. And that ended up being a problem because I think they're putting more money in that they could. So a lot of these projects, I think, were going to be movies. And he said, no, we need people to go to Disney Plus. So we got to give them reasons to go to Disney Plus, make Star Wars shows, not movies. And I think that's getting rectified now, like bit by bit with Bob Iger. But
hopefully.
Well, I mean, another thing Chapek did was there was the refusal to make physical media for any of the shows that are Disney Plus originals. That's why after The Mandalorian came out, there was never mentioned because they want you to get on Disney Plus to watch it.
Yeah.
And so they're just getting around to putting out physical media for some of their shows, even though they're expensive to get right now.
I will say that this show, and it's not just this show, but it's a culmination of what we've had in the recent past in Star Wars. I'm just not excited for anything Star Wars anymore, man. They could announce I don't know. I don't know what they could do to get me excited again, especially when they released those photos of the Skeleton Crew.
I liked it. I mean, we could discuss that. I like the idea that they're going for.
Oh God, I know what they're going for. It's just,
I mean, what's wrong with
Star Wars?
But why is what makes Star Wars though? A lot of stuff in Star Wars from the beginning is just stuff that we have that's repurposed to look like something in space. It was made on the cheap.
Yeah, but when you think of a speeder, right? We've seen several versions of speeders throughout Star Wars history, from the original, Luke's land speeder to the Imperial speeders that the Scout Troopers rode in Return of the Jedi, to swoop bikes in Shadows of the Empire, to the speeders that Anakin used in Attack of the Clones, to trying to look like a motorcycle from the 50s in Book of Boba Fett that looked just to the Skeleton Crew thing that looks like it's a kid show, so we got to make them a bicycle speeder. And
I don't see a problem with it. I don't.
I haven't seen anything that's made me like oh my God yet. I mean, to me it looks like they're going. It's like Goonies meets Cyberpunk in the
exactly, but that doesn't feel Star Wars to me.
I mean, that does to me.
It sounds like Star Wars to me because it really gives me the animated show feels from like droids, that like the aesthetic that George was going through, and with that, especially with the girl that's got like the eye piece on, that's like LaForge from Star Trek. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the characters you see, or like some of the extras you see in the Droids cartoon and stuff like that. I mean, I see a lot of that.
But I mean, in Star Wars is always changing in its aesthetic. Like, look how different the prequel world is compared to the original. There was a sleekness that was never seen before. Yeah, I think there's always room to bring something new to the table. I mean, because that's, George was doing this from the beginning, just coming up with things to, make it work.
I know we can't do this, but I would like to go back in time to the Book of Boba Fett and let George pick out, because I know that what they're probably doing is they probably have, okay, we got these speeders. This is how this one looks. This one, kind of like George did with the original stuff. They would like say, here's 18 aliens. Which ones do you want to use?
Mhm.
And he would say this one, this one, this one. Oh, and tweak this a little bit or something. I just can't imagine Lucas would be like, give me those 50s, car looking, motif speeder bikes, or give me the bicycles. I just can't do it. And if you look at that bicycle from Skeleton Crew, where is the?
Well, we don't see the whole shot yet. We haven't seen it in action. So there,
that's what I'm saying.
it
Like,
might be
where's the
unfinished.
motor? Where's the drive to make this thing move? It's just handlebars and.
Well, like I said, we haven't seen it in
bicycle
action,
bars.
so we don't know exactly what it even looks like fully.
Yeah.
So
I guess so.
I don't know. I like the idea that I'm getting pitched with so far, and I do love the ship. Like I've already talked about the Lego set that came out. I really love the design that they're going for with that, with the hero ship of the show, the Onyx Cinder, I believe it's called. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna watch it. I'm not excited for it like I am for other things.
I like the idea just because it feels like a different tone, and Star Wars has done that. They're doing the hard geopolitical thriller with Andor, and they're doing
and nothing really looks off in it, except for the guns, except for the freaking guns in Andor. Like, why are you gonna give me some Earth-based guns?
Yeah, I mean, they got kind of like a samurai Western thing with the Mandalorian. They've got kind of like then they've got kind of classic Star Wars adventure with Obi-Wan and Ahsoka. So I mean, they're trying different tones.
But look at the Mandalorian though. Nothing in the Mandalorian looks off.
I mean, because it's so centered in the Outer Rim. I mean, most of it is very much centered in the Outer Rim, where that stuff is familiar to audiences. The shots you see, the vehicles, the stuff, everything has kind of a feel to it already. So it feels, there are new species that were, added, but they were similar enough to things you'd seen before where they don't feel off. Like
what about Kenobi? They went to some planets that were different, and there were some different aesthetics there, but they didn't feel outside the norm of the Star Wars galaxy. To me, that felt like in universe. And then when I see like the speeders from Boba, again, I'm harping on one little thing, but it's I think it's stacking of one little thing that's just kind of beating me down with Star Wars right now. And that's saying a lot because God, I've been a Star Wars fan since 1980 when I went to see The Empire Strikes Back. When I was 4.
I have not, all the stuff, like even with problems, I've not completely disliked. Literally, I think the only Star Wars project I have, like, after it was done, I will say like I disliked this. Is still only The Last Jedi. That's me. Everything else, I like Rise of Skywalker. I still don't have a complete problem with that. Like, I don't hate it. I don't hate stuff that's that's come after, but so I don't know. Like I get, I let most of it go by the wayside.
Yeah.
I just enjoy the story for what it is, what they're going for. If it's bad, if I can tell that it's bad, like I will admit it. But usually, if I like it, I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
So, like, what I'm excited about in terms of Star Wars future is I do want to see. I hope these movie projects that are planned can get off the ground. Like, I'm excited to see the Rey story. I'd like to see where that goes. I don't need it to be episode 10. Just have it. Like, I just kind of want to see something that takes place post
side story.
Yeah, I just want to see something post, like in the timeline post Rise of Skywalker. I just want to see a little bit more, maybe how the galaxy is faring now after that.
Yeah.
And like the I think it's Damon Lindelof or James Mangold. He's doing the birth of the Jedi, the first Jedi, I think.
Which is scary. That's another scary thing, man, to me.
Yeah, he's doing kind of sacred territory. You gotta hope you get that right. Especially,
Yeah.
I wasn't the biggest fan of Dial of Destiny, so I hope he does more of a Logan this time than a.
Yeah, I mean, I know we can make good movies. It's the telling of that story and getting it right.
Yeah.
I mean, if it were up to me, I'd say scrap that. Let's tell another story.
Doesn't need to be told.
That one doesn't need to be told.
I feel like that one might end up just in development hell. You know,
Yeah.
It might end up showing. The one I think I had the most optimism that's gonna get done and made is I definitely think the Ray movie is gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
Because you know, Daisy Ridley still talks about anybody. You know, she's excited to do it. Anybody brings it up to her, she's like, I'm waiting on the script. I can't wait to do it. You know, she's excited. She's up for it.
The Mandalorian and Grogu is going to get made too.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, definitely.
That's a given. And
whatever. But I'm wondering if that's going to be a theatrical release movie, or if that's going to be something they just go to Disney Plus to watch it.
No, it's set to hit theaters in 2026.
Okay.
Or 2020 next year. No, 2026. Yeah.
Pedro's going to be busy.
Yeah.
He's just.
And then Filoni's got his own movie. Filoni's got his own movie coming out.
His Ahsoka. Well, yeah. I think he's doing Ahsoka season. I think he's doing Ahsoka season 2 before he does.
Yep.
Before he does the big, I guess, the Thrawn movie. I guess it's gonna be like a culmination of all the shows that are set in that similar time frame.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm still optimistic with Star Wars. For some reason, I'm a little more optimistic for Star Wars than I am for Marvel, even though I loved Wolverine and Deadpool.
I think we're good. And Star Wars has been doing good. Star Trek's good. I don't complain.
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
We've had worse times.
We don't talk about Star Trek around here.
Star Trek.
All right. So it is about that time, and I know Austin probably needs to be getting to bed because he's got to go put the little one to bed.
Oh yeah.
So any recommendations going forward for the end of the show? Something you've watched you really like, or
Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Oh, it was so good.
Fantastic follow-up sequel for fantastic return of the character of Axel Foley. This feels just like the Axel. Like I showed my wife the first 3 movies again. And I finally really kind of, as an adult, I really realized like the difference now in the tone of the second to the third.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that it really was a return to kind of classic Axel from the first 2 movies. Like he smooth talked his way through situations. So I love that. That was really fun. And obviously Deadpool, Wolverine, go see that if you whenever you get a chance.
Yep.
And I hear Twisters in 40X is really, really good.
All right.
That's what I want to see.
You don't throw up.
All the rain and wind and
the wife and the kids went to see that.
I do want to see it.
Not in 40X, but they went to see it. They said it was good.
Good.
They said it was good. They don't think new Superman looks good, but my kids don't. They don't think he's pretty. They don't think he's pretty enough. I'm like, oh my gosh, that man's gorgeous. All right, so my recommendation: go to Amazon Prime and watch Batman: Cape Crusader. That's a good show.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say I did watch an episode of that. It's really good.
Yeah,
you keep watching because it's a continuous story. It's really good. It's really good.
And also, speaking of Amazon Prime, because I forgot, Boys season 4, fantastic season, penultimate. I think 5 is intended to be the final. So that was a big, it's a big layup for a big epic final season.
And a little, I got to toot my own horn here. Go to Jolanta, in September, where somebody on this show is going to be a guest at the Jolanta. So, yeah.
Austin, man, I think you're going to be a little busy that time, man. You sure you got time to do that?
Well, you know how it is.
I mean, I think
celebrity types, we always make time for everybody. All right. Well, that is going to do it for this episode of That Toy Life. I hope everybody has a great and wonderful rest of your week. And I hope you enjoyed this show. Remember, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and
Smash it.
Smash it all. Do all
Mr. Beast is gone. So we get the leftovers of Mr. Beast.
Maybe.
We're going to release candy bars soon. Eat our candy.